Have you never been in a conflict situation like where you feel like you don't want you don't want peace, I want problems only because you're just tired, you're overwhelmed. But at that point, then you have to still remember that I'm a believer, so I need to, proceed with caution. How's it like for you? Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Lily Space. And my name is Mabel the Cream, and here we talk about the faith lifestyle. Conflicts generally something that we would all experience in our lifetime. Friends, family, colleagues, teammates, church members. At some point in time, that ideas or personalities might clash, even with your partner, right? So it's important to maintain our view as believers, even when dealing with conflict. So recently, I had an issue with a very good friend of mine, very close friend of mine. So we're having, a conversation, and something happened, and she said I was rude and disrespectful to her in my response. So when I replayed the situation in my head, I did not think that I was rude and disrespectful. I did not think I was rude and disrespectful in my response. But she was like, "No, what you said hurts me, and I did not like that you dismissed my feelings." So I wanted to stand on the ground that, oh, I did not think I was wrong, and because you felt that way does not mean that that was what I intended. Because I knew that I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't intend to be disrespectful. I just said something in a conversation I did not mean for it to turn out that way. So I felt like I was not responsible for her feelings because I knew what I said. I knew what I said. What I said. I knew the intention behind what I said. That it was not the way she interpreted it. And I wanted to just be all solid. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize. I wanted to maintain that perspective. Why the call was on, because it was a call by addressing this issue, and when the call was ongoing, my sister's call came in and interrupted. And while we were talking, I just mentioned that, oh, that right now I'm having a call with my friend, we're having issues and this and that. I mean, I was explaining to her, she said something that the fact that you feel like you didn't say something that was hurtful, but this person is saying you hurt her, is enough for you to apologize. That you should acknowledge that you hurt this person's feeling, even if it was not your intention, even if that was not what you intended to do. And at the end of the day, you need to gauge that, is this stance that I'm taking worth more than this relationship? That thing just made me have a rethink, and you just realize how much we can be set in our ways, like how much we want to like have our way, that we forget, we tend to push aside the feelings of others. And I realized that I sincerely did really push aside our feelings. And even if I did not mean it in that way, I could have acknowledged that, oh, I'm sorry that what I said hurt you. And we could go on to like even address it later on. But I was so adamant. I was like, no, I'm not going to apologize. Like, I didn't do anything wrong now. Like, I didn't say anything wrong. Why are you upset? I couldn't understand the reason why she was upset. And the fact that you cannot understand why a person is upset is not enough reason for you not to apologize. It's not enough reason for you not to, extend grace. You should be able to extend grace to people, but try to empathize with them, and even if we can't understand it, we can at least empathize and say, oh, I'm sorry that this hurt you. I'm sorry that this happened and this hurt you, but this was not my intention. And be able to own up to our mistakes instead of trying to maintain right for something that in the end of the day is not worth it. There's a huge difference between saying I didn't hurt you, so you shouldn't feel hurt, and you're saying I understand that you're feeling hurt, but this wasn't my intention. One dismisses the other person's feelings, but the other one acknowledges their feelings and addresses the issue. As believers, we are called to be gracious, even in our speech and our prayer, and especially in times of conflict, right? We understand that God has forgiven us of so much. So it doesn't take much out of it to forgive your brother. Like, if you know that this thing is not going to take anything out of you at the end of the day, it's not going to, cause you harm or change who you are truly. Like, you could just let go, acknowledge that, oh, this thing has hurt this person, this thing hurt this person's feeling, and just say, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings and it wasn't my intention. And let peace reign. Ephesians 4:2 tells us, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing one another with love. This is the perspective we need to be able to look at others, regardless of who this person is. We need to be able to bear one another with love, to be able to extend the same grace that we would want to be extended towards ourselves, the same grace that we received, how much God has forgiven us. And even when it doesn't feel like we understand why this person should be feeling hurt, you should still be able to extend that grace to them and request forgiveness and seek peace rather than standing on conflict or standing your ground. I've known that if this thing is just going to hurt my pride and not my person at the end of the day, I can let go of it. We also need to understand there needs to be an understanding of where to draw the line between letting people walk all over you and you standing your ground, right? So there are some situations that you don't need to apologize. It doesn't call for an apology. It needs for you. There are some situations that need for you to be firm on your boundaries, right? But there are some situations that you need to extend grace, and you need to be able to recognize the situations and deal with them accordingly. And some situations that you know that, oh no, this is not a thing of my pride being hurt. This is something about my value system. And in such situations, you need to stand your ground. But when you know that this thing is just going to affect our relationship, or this thing is not something that's going to take anything out of me, I can apologize and move forward from this conflict so that this relationship can continue to thrive. A constant question you need to ask yourself is this conflict worth more than this relationship? And if the answer is no, then you know what to do. You apologize and make amendments. At the end of the day, genuine relationships are more than just being right. So when next someone tells you that you hurt them, rather than, even if you don't understand, you don't see that, rather than seeking to claim your right that, oh, I did not mean to, so you shouldn't feel that, maybe take a while, take a pause and listen and apologize and try to move forward from there. And I pray that God will give you the wisdom to navigate relationships, because at the end of the day, most of these things are easier said than done. Like I said, I had an issue apologizing instantly because I felt like I wasn't wrong in my decision. I wasn't wrong in what I said, so why do I need to apologize for it? But sometimes we don't know how people will receive the words that we speak. So whenever things like this occur, we need to know when to extend grace to people and seek peace. At the end of the day, the Bible tells us to follow peace with all men, without which no man can see God. So peace should be the first thing that comes to mind when conflict arises, that, oh, I want to make peace with this person. And not that, oh, not letting our pride get in the way, or our ego, or maybe feel like, oh, we're bigger than this and this person cannot be talking to me, no, I am. It's just silly ego that can ruin genuine friendships. And when you know that this is a relationship that I want to keep, this is something that is worth fighting for, then you know what to do. You choose peace. Tell me, when was the last time you had a conflict with someone, and how did you navigate it? Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like this person misquoted you, and at the end of the day, you look like you were the bad person? So, how did you navigate such conflicts, or any conflict that you've navigated? Let me know in the comment section. Let's share our experiences and our thoughts, and hopefully, someone can learn one or two from it as well. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already done so by now, please like, subscribe, and share my video. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.